Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We are here at AutoNation Cadillac in Port Richey, Florida, and we are here for this bad brawling sedan right next to me. This is it. This is a 2022 Cadillac CT5-V Blackwing. But before we get into this supercharged, rear-wheel drive, 6-speed manual equipped Cadillac, let's talk about what's going on here. This brand that's been around since the early 1900s, Cadillac, has really built a name for itself when it comes to luxury, when it comes to style, and of course, when it comes to performance. Now, as the world turns and we go towards electrification, Cadillac wanted to kind of sign off on the internal combustion engine in a very big way, and this is the representation of that. This is a supercharged equipped sedan, and this is something that will probably go down in history as a car to remember. Now, there are other competitors in this performance sedan segment, most of them coming from Germany: Audi, BMW, Mercedes-AMG. What I want to do is I want to pick one, and the one that we're going to pick is Audi. And I want to compare the Audi RS7. That is the best that they could bring for that sedan with twin turbo V8 performance. A little bit different way of building power, a little bit different philosophy in design and style. But what I want to find out is the CT5-V Blackwing really that true enthusiast car, the better performance sedan over the Audi RS7? Let's dive into our wave blue CT5-V Blackwing and find out. Right off the bat, the style, and I love the color. Wave blue, it makes sense because guess what? You're gonna be waving bye-bye to the competition as you rode through those gears in the Tremec 6-speed. This one, believe it or not, is a base. And I'm kind of glad that we have a base Blackwing to really show what do you get if you're not gonna go and add all the other stuff. Right at the front end, you're gonna get full LED lighting. I love the way Cadillac has that signature LED daytime running lamp design with the turn signals built in. Of course, you're gonna get functionality on those massive corner vents. They are gloss black, but not too heavy, and it kind of matches everything else going on. Slim and trim on those LED headlights, and then down below on a base, you are gonna get a splitter. Now, the splitter is gloss black. If you want carbon fiber, you could option in the carbon fiber package and have that all be beautiful carbon fiber. But you know what? You're still gonna get the job done with giving us downforce, stopping air from going underneath the sedan, and also giving it a really aggressive look. Not only do we have functionality on the outskirts, but as we move closer to the grille, we have more massive vents to help bring air for the cooling of the brakes, all the heat exchangers, and then as we come to the grille, just like Audi has a signature grille, so does the V-Series family from Cadillac. Gloss black on the perimeter, but you'll notice on the V-Series grille, you have all these gunmetal shapes, and each one actually is designed to help pull air through the grille to cool all the engine components to keep those temps down. Forward-facing camera on a base, beautiful work on the Cadillac badge, and then as we work our way down, same V-Series grille to help flow all that air. And like I was saying, I think the blue, I know a lot of people like rapid blue, which is that more kind of baby blue. This blue looks really classy and sporty all at the same time. And when you get up onto the low slung hood, you do get a bulge. So you get to have your bulge and you get to have your luxury too. Rises up, goes towards the windshield. Coming around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup. Now the great news is, compared to the Audi, this Blackwing, you could really personalize it to how you want it to be. So there's different wheels to choose from. This one is your base wheel, and that doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing. It's a 19-inch wheel. You got your polished parts, but you also have your dark gunmetal metallic gray painted finishes, multi-spoke design. Peeking behind those 19-inch wheels, you got those blueberry blue 6-piston Brembo calipers with the V-Series badge. And what's cool is that's one of the things you could personalize besides the wheel. There's different wheel options. You could also go different colors on the calipers. Those calipers are going to clamp down on rotors that are almost 16 inches in diameter. To put that in perspective for you, if you had a pizza last night and it was a regular sized pizza, that pizza's 16 inches. So basically you ate a Cadillac CT5-V Blackwing rotor last night and you didn't even realize it. Magnetic ride suspension, all four corners. General Motors was the company to do all the work with the magnetic ride suspension, and now we see that from many different brands, including Ferrari, but General Motors was first. Love the way it's got the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires, and if you're wondering what's the size up front, 275 on the width, 35 series on the sidewall, two-piece rotors to give us that ultimate in braking capability. Now, of course, the Audi does have all-wheel drive, and that's going to give it an advantage, but from a driving sensation, this rear-wheel drive, I think, is going to put a bigger smile on your face. Now, as we come down the side, you got a tasteful V-Series badge. Swinging it around, Lori's going to show off how you got that flared front fender and a functional fender vent, also gloss black side sill extension all the way down, color matched on the door handles, color matched on the mirror caps. You have a panoramic sunroof, which I wish they would have blacked out the whole roof. So I am going to zonk that. Would have been nice to have a blacked out roof, but very, very classy setup here, especially with the length. Definitely not as long as an RS7. And then of course, since the power is going to the rear wheels, we have a little bit more rubber to meet the road. We got 305s out back. Look at the touches, how they did the V-Series badge on the wheel. They really went with the details all over this vehicle. You got an electronic limited slip diff, and then coming around the tail end of the business, nice clean trunk lid spoiler. If you want carbon fiber, you could get this in carbon fiber. Great job on the LED lighting, the V-Series badge, and then my favorite part is this lower diffuser area. Very aggressive with the quad tip exhaust to really let that V8 sing its song. And since we're speaking and talking about the V8, let's pop the hood on our CT5-V Blackwing and check it out. Guys, we got the hood popped. You do have hydraulic hood struts. And what's nice is when you're at your local cars and coffee event and you pop the hood, you got some badging to really bring people in. First of all, you got the V-Series badge on the underside of the hood, and then dropping down, what do we have? We have a beefy strut top brace. That's gonna stiffen up the front end of this beast, and it's got the V-Series badge. That thing is beefier than a piece of the George Washington Bridge. And then directly underneath that is the supercharged goodness. It's hand assembled in Bowling Green, Kentucky, that LT4 V8. What are we talking about though? We're talking about 668 horsepower from a 6.2 liter supercharged V8, 659 pound-feet of torque. This one is made it to a 6-speed manual, but you could also get a 10-speed automatic. If you know how to dance on your twinkle toes, 0 to 60 in the manual in 3.5 seconds, top speed 201 miles per hour. Now, when we compare this to the Audi RS7, that has a V8 as well, but it's smaller displacement. It's a 4-liter twin-turbo V8, 591 horsepower, 590 pound-feet of torque. The crazy thing is, even though it's got less horsepower, with the Quattro all-wheel drive system, 0 to 60 in 3 seconds flat. Top speed in an RS7 is governed to 155 miles an hour. The CT5-V Blackwing weighs in at 4,067 pounds with the manual. The RS7 weighs in at almost 5,000 pounds. It's 4,938 pounds. Looking underneath the hood, I love all the touches. Simple engine cover up front. You got the signature. Steve over there in Bowling Green, Kentucky, hand assembled that for you at the GM Performance Center. And remember, another big iconic sports car that is from Bowling Green, Kentucky is the Chevrolet Camaro. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire up this Blackwing and hear what it sounds like compared to an RS7. All right, guys, we're inside this wave blue 2022 Cadillac CT5-V Blackwing. And I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I have been wanting one of these supercharged bad boys ever since you showed that first one all the way back at Daytona when it was the secret unveiling. I also have my eyes on a German performance sedan. And it's funny, Joe, that you picked the RS7 because that's the other one that I'm considering. But how much is this Cadillac Blackwing? So basically the way that you see it and the way that it's optioned, it's right around $105,000. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. Clean styling. Now you do actually get some carbon fiber, which is nice. You have the AKG audio sound system, nice premium sound system with contrast stitching, soft material on the armrest, and then what is around the switchgear is not gloss black, it's actually GM's carbon flash metallic, which is a very nice piece of material, really hides fingerprints well. Door pocket is on the tighter side, so maybe one blueberry muffin from Dunkin' Donuts and a bottle of Yoo-Hoo to wash it down. Now going from the door panel to the dash, more carbon fiber, nice soft touch material. Then you get to the infotainment system. Now the infotainment system in the Cadillac, it's integrated more into the center stack. I wouldn't say it's cleanly integrated, but it's not like in the RS7 where it has more of the floating iPad style. You do, of course, get all of the bells and whistles, navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. I want to focus on one thing in particular, and this is why I think this system in the Cadillac is better than what's in the RS7. Watch this. You have your different modes here, and one of the most important things is the performance traction management system. You could actually adjust these things to actually be perfectly balanced to whatever you're doing with your Blackwing. So if you're at the track, you might want to just crank it all the way up to race 2. That's going to really shut off a lot of the nannies and allow you to be one with the car. You could adjust your brake feel, suspension, steering, everything all by the slide of a finger. So really like the way they have this whole V-mode configurator, especially with the performance traction management system. We also have, of course, the performance data recorder, which you put an SD card in. It's going to record all of the information and video as you're turning your hot laps at your favorite track or your favorite twisty road. This in itself is worth every penny. And that's why I think this is a nicer piece of technology than what's in the RS7. Of course, you're going to have cameras, some of the best resolution in the business, your 360, what's behind us, what's in front of us, and then you could easily check out the wheels, make sure you didn't scuff them pulling into a parking spot, and then turn them straight again. So real nice that they have that, and then you just get back to home. There's more of that carbon flash metallic, get your AC vents. I like the way they got these toggle switches for your dual climate control, heated seats and ventilated seats, wireless charging, more carbon fiber, and this is something you're not gonna get in your Audi RS7 because it's not available. 6-speed Tremec manual transmission, nice crisp engagement, nice short throws, and remember with the Blackwing, you have no lift shift. What does that mean? That means that you don't have to lift off throttle to shift to the next gear. You just keep the gas pedal pegged and then you hit the clutch and shift to the next gear. Really, really love that system, and automatic rev match downshifting. That carbon fiber is sexy. You got a nice place here for some Mentos to cool off the breath of those pesky RS7 owners. 2 cup holders, and then the painted key fob. Now you might be wondering, well, Joe, why is this blue? The reason why it's this color blue is that from the calipers. So if you see a blue car with red key fob, check out the calipers because they'll probably have red calipers. But since we have blue on blue, we get more blue. Flip it around, there's your buttons. There's the cup holders. Nice leather with the stitching. Open it up, felt lining, a USB-A, a USB-C, and a 12-volt, and plenty of room to put your radar detector when you're not using it. And I highly recommend getting a radar detector. You might even want to get a laser jammer. I'm not supposed to be telling you that, but you might want to get a laser jammer in this thing because it's going to get you into trouble if you're not careful with the law. Seats. These are the standard seats, not those sexy one-piece backs, but you know what? Still gets the job done. Nice bolstering, the piping, the stitching, full electric assist for the passenger and the driver. I'm 6 feet tall. I got plenty of headroom, and what's great is that you got that split up panoramic sunroof, which is real nice. And that comes standard. But why don't you get your butt over here? I want to show you behind this leather and carbon fiber steering wheel in our Blackwing. All right, guys, business time. Behind the wheel, you do have that very tasteful aluminum sill plate with the V-Series badge that lights up at night, let you know that you went all in. And then look at that, the triple pedal. The last time you're gonna see that on a Cadillac. Clutch, brake, and throttle, all aluminum, and a nice dead pedal to brace yourself in those twisty bit corners. You got your seat controls, very short reach, not a big deal to get to. Like I said, I'm 6 feet tall. I feel like this car is made for me. I want to just take it home. That's how simple that is. But steering wheel has wonderful leather, not flat bottom or any of that stuff. It doesn't need to be. It's a good size, not too big, not too small. I like the red leather right at top dead center. You have your V-Series button that's going to allow you to go through the different modes. You got your performance traction management system that allows you to go through different things. And I'll show you more of that when we get to the dash. Carbon fiber. Each one is numbered, so I like the way it's got that number plate. It's got an electric tilting and telescoping steering wheel, and then the dash. 12 inches of digital pleasure. Look at how when you go through the different things with performance traction management, you see how it changes just like a Formula One car. Really, really cool how they have that. You could then go through your different modes, Tour mode, V mode, the whole shabam. I love that tachometer, and then on top of that, you have a nice size head-up display, which is going to give you all the pertinent information so you can stay focused and hit your marks on each apex of every corner. But why don't we go ahead? There's a back seat in this thing. That means you get to share the fun. Let's go see where your passengers are going to be freaking out while you go over 200 miles an hour in your Blackwing. All right, guys, backseat time, and I'm telling you, your passengers are going to be freaking out because remember, at 200 miles an hour, you're traveling the length of a football field every single second. Now, comparing this to the RS7, there's a little less room back here for the passengers, but you know what? Who cares? Because you're gonna be behind the wheel rolling through that 6-speed. But let's see what you get. Now, instead of those sexy carbon fiber backs, you do have soft leather and some plastic. So this will be easy to clean the puke after they're done puking their brains out back here while you're going through the Dragon at Mach 1. You do have a nice pocket. You could actually fit, I would say, 7 Twinkies. Don't put any more because you're gonna bust cream all over the inside of this beautiful Cadillac. You do have little tiny AC vents, so it's nice to have some rear AC, USB-C, and a 12 volt. Don't stick your Twinkie in there, kids. You may not get it back out. I got plenty of leg room, and the seat can move back a little bit. It's a little claustrophobic how the roof line comes down, but they did a pretty good job carving the headliner out. Armrests, super soft, 2 cup holders. Let's go ahead though, let's get to that trunk because I want to get to the important stuff, that 6-speed manual transmission and 668 horsepower in this Blackwing. All right, guys, time to get in that trunk area. What's great about these sedans is that they're still usable as daily drivers, and let me show you why. You hit the button, it comes up nicely. You're going to be greeted to about 13 cubic feet of space with that trunk opening. And what's wonderful is that if you need more room, you could actually fold down the rear seats. It's a 60-40 split. This thing is one of those cars that you could take to a track day, bring all the important stuff with you, your cooler, some jacks, a jack stand, and really have that versatility of just having one vehicle if you can't have 10 vehicles. This is like 10 vehicles in one. But why don't we go ahead, it's time for that magical moment. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go on throttle in this Blackwing. All right, guys, we're in the CT5-V Blackwing. We left AutoNation Cadillac. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's do this. Pulling away, clutch has got great feedback to it, nice pickup point, and just the sound. That's really where this Cadillac comes into play. I love the feedback to the steering wheel, and like I pointed out earlier, you could adjust everything through that V mode configurator to have the sportier steering feel, have a certain brake feel, the whole shabam, and that really allows you to personalize the driving experience more so than in an Audi RS7. Visibility is great, and of course, there's nothing like that supercharged V8 and rear-wheel drive. Here we go. Jeez Louise, this thing is a beast. The way it builds the power so linear, and it just keeps stacking it and stacking it, just like if you went to IHOP on International Pancake Day and they just kept stacking and stacking those pancakes for you. That's the kind of power you're getting in this beast. With the automatic rev match downshift, you can turn it on, you can turn it off, very easy to utilize. All right, guys, let's pick up the pace a little bit more here. Nice short throws. On throttle, here we go. Golly, this thing is a beast. Brakes feel good. Yeah! Woohoo! Look at this thing. God, the sound. Just the way it makes you feel. Unbelievable. Oh my God. I'm like at a loss for words of how great this freaking car is. And yeah, you don't have all-wheel drive, but you know what? I love the lighter weight, and I love the balance of this car. It's got great balance. Look at this. Look at this. Through this long right-hand sweeper. Woo-hoo! Nice. Nice. I tell you, man, the folks at Cadillac know how to do it. Let me slow down. Nobody's behind us. We're gonna go on throttle from a dead stop. If you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. Smoke him if you got him. God, jeez Louise. I tell you, that was actually pretty telling. It gets the power to the ground pretty well. If, like I said, you know how to dance on your twinkle toes. It's a balance. And you can't just drop the clutch at 6,000 RPM and expect it to stick. But it's nice to have the option of a manual transmission in this thing. Really, really makes it that much more enjoyable of a car to drive. So connected. God, this thing. Unfreaking believable. Corners come up so quick, you gotta be on your A game to really be able to rein in this beast. But it's a special car, very special car. All right, here we go again. On throttle, here we go. Look at this, look at this. The front end grip, the feedback. Oh my God, this thing is just ridiculous. It is so ridiculous on so many different levels. And it just keeps rewarding you. The harder you push, the more it rewards you. And that's the type of car that you want. Yes, with the all-wheel drive system and the automatic transmission, the RS7, it really gets the power down. It gives you a faster 0 to 60. But when you have those special kind of roads, or you're doing your track day, there's nothing that's gonna allow you to feel more connected to a car than this 6-speed manual transmission and the way the feedback comes through the steering wheel. All right, guys, let's go and do one more on throttle. We're gonna do this one in a nice straight line, second gear, and this one is really for you. On throttle, here we go, yeah! Golly! No lift shift is amazing. Automatic rev match downshifts feel great. Wow. This thing is incredible. Absolutely mind-blowing what this car does. Absolutely crazy. Are you ready? I gotta do it one more time. On three, here we go. Golly. This car is so ferocious. And it's like, you can't just rely on some all-wheel drive system because there isn't one there. But it rewards you tenfold. And that's what I love about it. Love, love, love the whole setup of this thing. Very special car. But we need to get back to AutoNation Cadillac and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been a crazy Cadillac kind of day here at AutoNation Cadillac. I definitely want to thank Cadillac Corey and the rest of the crew for getting us access to this slick shifting manual transmission equipped Blackwing. Let me know what you think. Has Cadillac done enough to make this that perfect performance sedan, or is it better to take your money and go the German route with the Audi RS7? Let me know how you would spend your money in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raity's Rides family. We got to give it up to that supercharged camera person behind the lens. Lori working that camera like a champ. Show us some love in the comment section. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.